Imagine a spaceship. It is not sleek or small. It is enormous, a true behemoth. This ship is designed to be a city in the stars. It could carry hundreds of people. It could reach Mars in a few weeks. It could even venture to the outer planets, like Saturn. This was not a fantasy. It was a real plan, a serious scientific project. It was called Project Orion. The concept behind Project Orion was radical. The ship would be propelled by a series of controlled nuclear explosions. Small atomic bombs would be ejected from the rear of the spacecraft. The force of these blasts would push against a massive metal plate at the ship's base. Project Orion was born in a unique moment in history. The late 1950s and early 1960s were a time of great tension and great optimism. In 1957, the Soviet Union shocked the world by launching Sputnik, the first artificial satellite. The project was officially started in 1958 at General Atomics, a company in California, funded by DARPA. The basic science of Project Orion is known as nuclear pulse propulsion. The process begins with the ejection of a small nuclear device from the rear of the spacecraft. The pusher plate was the heart of the Orion design. It had to withstand the extreme heat and pressure of repeated nuclear blasts. A sophisticated shock absorber system would transform the violent impacts into a firm, survivable push for the crew. Ted Taylor was the project's leader and its heart. He was a practical genius with infectious enthusiasm. Freeman Dyson was a theoretical physicist of incredible intellect. He saw Orion as the practical tool that would allow humanity to expand beyond Earth. They shared a deep sense of purpose. For them, Orion was a chance to redeem the atom, to steer nuclear power toward a constructive end. In 1958, the idea moved from theory to reality. Because of its military funding, Project Orion was classified. The early days were filled with intense work. They had to prove that the concept was viable through countless hours of calculations. They built test vehicles like the famous Hot Rod, a 1-meter model that proved pulse propulsion could work. The Orion moonship could make the trip in just over 1 day and deliver a large prefabricated base to the lunar surface. The Mars ship would weigh around 4,000 tons and could make the journey in just a few months, carrying a crew of 50 to 100 people. The ultimate vision was an interstellar ark, a city-sized ship that could reach nearby stars in decades rather than millennia. The military saw Orion as the ultimate deterrent, a space battleship that could position itself over any point on Earth and deliver devastating strikes. This created constant tension. The same drive that could take a crew to Saturn could also create an unparalleled weapon of mass destruction. They wanted to beat the swords of nuclear war into the plowshares of interplanetary travel. The decisive blow came in 1963 with the signing of the Partial Test Ban Treaty, which prohibited nuclear weapon tests in the atmosphere and outer space. Beyond legal barriers, Orion faced an unsolvable public relations problem: radioactive fallout. The optics were terrible. For Project Orion, the treaty was a death sentence. The project's core concept had been rendered politically impossible overnight. While Orion faded from official funding, it found vibrant life in science fiction, becoming the ghost in the machine of modern space stories. Today's space entrepreneurs face the same fundamental challenge: the limitations of chemical fuels. The ghost of Orion reminds us there are more powerful paths. Modern researchers explore concepts like fusion rockets, direct descendants of Orion's audacious spirit. The dream of the atomic spaceship lives on in research labs, science fiction, and in the hearts of those who look up at the night sky and see future destinations. Project Orion was a magnificent failure, but its failure was one of politics and timing, not of science or imagination. It remains a testament to what is possible when we dare to think big, a blueprint for a future where humanity finally takes its place as a true citizen of the solar system.